So as we kick off the new year, I want to share with you something powerful and amazing. It's my Black Hat Rapid Delete secret. When it comes to getting rid of all your negative accounts on your credit reports, which is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, as quickly as possible. Yes, this is my Black Hat secret strategy. In this video, I have a lot to cover in a very short period of time to be able to successfully unpack this for you. So let's get into it. So this is one of these secrets that's considered a little on the controversial side, and it's completely up to you on whether or not you want to use it. Yes, it's legal. It's somewhat unorthodox, but you do have to be careful to make sure that you're doing this properly, because if you don't do it properly, you will fall flat on your ass, and then you will not be successful with this strategy. So let me share with you what the Black Hat strategy is, because there are a lot of people that in the comments, they've had some successful credit repair companies, and they're just always talking about, oh yeah, I know the Black Hat strategy, but I'm not going to share it with anybody in this thread. And then they just kind of like taunt people in that way, which kind of bothers me. And so I'm going to share with you what this Black Hat strategy is, because this is going to be critical if you want to remove stuff off your credit report in as little as 7 days or less. Yes, 7 days or less, but again, you have to do it correctly. So first and foremost, you need to pull all three credit reports, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. I usually recommend that people spend the $39.99. You can usually do this through Experian. You pay $39.95 or $39.99, get all three credit reports, all three FICO scores, because it's always critical for you to understand exactly where you are now. So then that way you have a goal as far as where you're going, and the goal should be to try to get over 720 mid FICO as quickly as you can, and then ideally 750 or above. That's kind of the sweet spot for you to be able to access a lot of credit. So start with 720 mid and then go with 750. Now, of course, you have to know where you're starting first to be able to aim for 750. So you have to pull all three credit reports. Now you can also do annualcreditreport.com, for example. That's an opportunity you can use. There's other sites that you can go with. Some of the sites will offer you your FICO score, some will not. I still, to this day, do not understand why some people want to pull their credit reports, but not the FICO score. They don't want to spend the extra money on it. And I'm like, why would you not want to spend the extra money on it when you have to know where you're going? It's almost like going on a weight loss program, but you don't want to weigh yourself at the beginning of the weight loss program. And then, I have a goal of weighing, say, 150 pounds. Okay, well, wouldn't it be nice to know what I weigh now? So then that way I have some kind of idea of where I'm going. It just mind boggles me how many people do not want to know what their FICO score is. That's ridiculous. You have to know where you're starting now, so you can figure out the fastest way to get to 720 or higher, and ideally 750 or higher, and ideally 800 or higher. But that's maybe a little farther in the future for you. So let's talk about our Black Hat strategy. Once you pull all three credit reports and you figure out all the negatives, take a highlighter marker, print them out, take a highlighter, highlight everything that's negative. It'll usually share with you exactly what's negative right in the beginning of the report. It depends on the report you're pulling. But you want to highlight everything that's negative. By negative, I mean, charge-offs, collection accounts, mostly focusing on the closed accounts. You're not going to be focused on the open accounts unless you plan on closing them and getting rid of them altogether. Now, obviously, you don't want to do that if you have a good standing open account, or if you have a car payment and you want to keep your car. You're going to want to keep your open revolving accounts open, because that's how you establish new credit. You keep that going. But we're going to be focusing on the charge-offs. We're going to be focusing on the collection accounts, all the negative closed accounts for this strategy. We're also going to be focusing in on hard inquiries, because these hard inquiries can take between 3 and 8 points off your FICO score per hard inquiry ding. That's a lot of FICO score points. And unfortunately, the worse your credit, the higher the amount of points they take per hard inquiry. So we can get rid of all the hard inquiries too. And if you have, like, say 10 hard inquiries on your credit report, you can very well easily get, 80 points just from removing all the hard inquiries. So once you can establish what all of the negative accounts are, the next strategy that you want to use is to then freeze all three credit reports. You freeze Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. You could typically do this online. You can also write to them and demand that they freeze your accounts. And you need to state, if you are writing to them, just say, I do suspect that there is an identity theft situation going on, and my information has been breached, and therefore I need to freeze my credit report. And they will have to, by law, freeze it immediately after they receive your letter. Remember, you're going to always, whenever you are communicating with the credit reporting bureaus, include a copy of your current driver's license, state-issued ID, or passport. It has to be current. And if it's a state-issued ID or driver's license, it needs to have your current address on it. It has to. And if it doesn't, go to the DMV and update it. Otherwise, you're already in violation of your state law, because you do have to change your address with the Department of Motor Vehicles, Secretary of State, or equivalent, whatever you have in your state. And you have to do that within about 2 weeks. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, depending on the state. So you don't want to be in violation of state law. Go update your address. And then you want to include a copy of your current driver's license with your current address, and 2 utility bills or equivalent showing your current address. If somebody else pays your bills, include a bank statement, include a card payment statement, include, a credit card statement, a cell phone bill statement, something else that shows your name and address. You only need page 1. You can black out the part that shows your account number for security purposes. And you need to show proof it's you. You need to show proof that the account you're talking about in your letters to the bureaus is talking about you. You want to include your social security number and your date of birth. If you moved within the last 2 years, include your former address as well. And so that's what we include on all of our letters when we're communicating with the bureaus, as well as including those identifying pieces of information. So you need to freeze your credit reports before you do this black hat strategy. So freeze Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, make sure that they're frozen. And now we could focus on the black hat strategy. So here's the black hat strategy, and I can't do this as far as speak on your behalf, and I certainly can't make recommendations legally for you personally. You're going to have to adult up, and you're going to have to figure out whether or not this is going to be suitable for you, because it may or may not be suitable for you at all. So many of you know that there's been data breach after data breach after data breach that has occurred in the last several years, even down to the Social Security Administration. There's also been the latest data breach. I mean, there's data breaches almost every single week. And then there's going to be a lot of data breaches that you actually never hear about. There was the Equifax data breach years and years ago. So there's been data breaches out there constantly in our high-tech society, in our cloud society, where all our information is floating around in cyberspace for anybody to grab. And, whether it's in our country or some foreign country, they're just grabbing all of our information out of the air. And then they're using it for nefarious activity, meaning, activity to rip you off or to create some kind of scam to get free money. And so there's been a lot of you that have been complaining about identity theft. Of course, you still have your accounts, your Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion open for business. Most of you never even bother freezing your Experian, Equifax, TransUnion credit reports. It's like, why would you never do that? I don't understand. The very moment anybody's opening up accounts under my name, that's the first thing I'd be doing is freezing my credit reports. And so some of you ask, well, if I freeze my credit reports, when can I open them back up again? Well, never, okay? Only temporarily when you are applying for credit. Otherwise, they are closed and they are frozen for good. Does not mean that your creditors can't report on there, cannot report your activity. They do still report your activity. So when you're making your monthly payments on your car payment every month, for example, it's still reporting on your credit reports, even though the credit reports are frozen. The freezing of it disallows people from opening up new accounts, and it even in many instances stops collection agencies from being able to see your personal information and data in the event that they want to go after you. So it kind of works in a twofold process. So freeze up those credit reports and then go into the black hat strategy, which is to target and identify the data breaches against you. And what you're basically going to be saying is that there's been a situation of identity theft. Now, again, you're going to have to make this decision on your own on whether or not you want to do this. You're going to have to make this decision on your own on whether or not it's important enough for you to get these negative marks permanently removed off your credit, especially if you've been trying to dispute them and you've been unsuccessful. And it's completely up to you on whether or not you want to move forward in these steps, because there's many of you that have had identity theft based on these data breaches. And so therefore you can move forward with confidence that you are doing this the right way. So step number 1, after you get your credit reports and identify what's negative and freeze your credit reports, step number 1 is to file a local police report stating that there's been identity theft. So sometimes you can do it online with your local police department. Sometimes you have to roll on down there and they have to do a report. So whenever you walk in there, they have to do a report. Some of them get very sophisticated in the information that they want, and they basically want you to walk in with the credit report, actually sharing with them exact accounts that you believe are data breached or, ID theft accounts. And you're only going to be focusing in on the negative closed accounts, not anything open and revolving. And of course, obviously, the hard inquiries as well. So sometimes the police department requires that. If they don't, you don't give it to them. It's very, very simple. You just basically say, I believe there's been identity theft based on some hard inquiries on my credit reports, some accounts that I don't recognize. And some of the accounts you might actually legitimately not recognize because maybe they're a collection agency account and you never did business with them. You never signed a contract with them. You don't know who they are. That could very well be an identity theft situation that you might not be aware of, which is why I tell people to pull your credit frequently, at least once every 3 months, to make sure that there's not weird stuff showing up and popping up on there, because you never know. And even worse, the higher your FICO score, the more valuable your personal credit becomes to these fraudsters. So therefore, you definitely need to make sure that you keep your credit reports locked up and frozen at all times, and only temporarily open them when you are, say, for example, in a car dealership, you're about to buy a new car, and they're going to ask you to open up, say, usually probably Experian and TransUnion. Nobody really pulls from Equifax by itself. So they'll say, well, we pull from Experian and TransUnion. So then you would unlock those 2 credit reports temporarily, and then you would freeze them back up again, say, the next day, to make sure that you constantly keep those closed and safe. You're protecting your identity, and it's only going to get worse. All these fraudsters and their identity theft schemes are going to get worse as time goes on. So, like I said, step 1 is to file that police report. You're going to have to wait for the official report, which usually takes a couple of days. And then you could just call in with the report number, ask if they have the official report yet, and then get the official report. Step number 2 is to file your FTC complaint stating that you've had an identity theft situation. Now, I know many of you have asked whether or not I can go screen by screen to share with you exactly how to fill out the FTC report. I cannot do that because everybody's situation is going to be different, and you're going to have to, again, adult up, start putting your thinking caps on, and figure out a way to fill out an online form. I'm pretty sure most of you can probably figure that out. So definitely do the FTC report. You want to be able to get the report and the report number at the very end of it. And then that way you'll actually have something for the credit reporting bureaus. And then finally, you want to do the final report, which is going to be with consumerfinance.gov. And so you want to have those 3 reports done. You want to have a printout, which includes a report number for each one. And then you want to submit all of those reports to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, along with a copy of your state-issued ID that's current with your current address, and 2 utility bills or equivalent, sending a letter stating that there's been an identity theft situation and that all of these accounts need to be removed because they're not mine. So that is the dispute reason for every single account that's closed and negative. It has to be closed, not my account. And then you tell them to refer to the identity theft, that the reports that you had submitted in. Now, this is also very important. You should probably also have a personal statement that's permanently added to your credit reports at the very beginning of the credit report, stating that you've had an identity theft situation occur and that it's currently under investigation at this time. And then you can do that for under every single one of the debts that you are disputing. You could also have a personal statement under each of those debts as well. But ideally, you won't even have to get that far, because ideally what will happen is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion will receive your letter with proof that you have had an identity theft situation, and they will immediately, within 7 days, remove those off of your credit report as if they never existed. Now, you want to be careful, because you do not want to do this when any open revolving accounts that you plan on keeping. Like, for example, if you just bought a new car and you want to keep making payments on the car, well, you're not going to claim identity theft with that. You're not going to do that because you want to keep the car, right? You don't want them to come and repo it. So you're going to leave alone any open revolving accounts that you plan on keeping. You're going to only focus on closed accounts, okay? So closed accounts is what you're going to be focused in on, namely collection accounts, namely, charge-offs, those kinds of things. And you're also going to be disputing the hard inquiries as well, all of them. all of them are going to be disputed. Now, some might argue, well, I don't want to dispute the one from the local dealership because I just bought a car there. Okay, then leave that one alone. But anything else that did not result in an account, you can go ahead and dispute that. So what you want to do is dispute everything that did not result in an account when it comes to hard inquiries, and you also want to dispute all closed negative accounts. And the only positive accounts that you would potentially go after and target would be like Affirm, for example. A lot of you have been getting into Affirm. I don't want you guys to do Affirm or Klarna or those short-term loans anymore because they do a report on your personal credit and it's damaging your credit because they're so short-term. So stop doing that, number one. And number two, you can actually dispute those closed accounts even though they're in many cases positive because they are damaging your credit. It's pulling down your FICO score more than you think. So you could basically just say that those aren't yours either. So remember, the dispute reason is not my account. That is the dispute reason. It's not investigate this for, accuracy. It's not none of that stuff. It's not my account because this is an identity theft claim that you are stating and opening up with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So again, make sure that these are for closed accounts, closed negative accounts. And then also if there's some positive short-term ones like Klarna or like Affirm, you also want to dispute those and get rid of those as well. And finally, don't forget to dispute those hard inquiries as well, especially for the accounts that or the inquiries that never resulted in an account. So that's how the black hat works in a nutshell. Again, not for everybody. And for those of you that did not have any identity theft or you don't want to deal with this kind of situation where you're dealing with the police department or filing these kinds of reports, then this is not for you. But for those of you that have been dealing with ID theft or breaches of security for your personal identification and you're trying to get rid of accounts that are not yours or dealing with maybe an ex that took over your identity, that's what happened to me many years ago before ID theft was even a thing, and you want to get rid of these accounts, then this is the way to do it. But again, you're only going to be focusing in on hard inquiries that did not result in an account opening, and you're going to also focus on closed negative accounts. That's my black hat strategy. I strongly urge you to use it. And once the credit reporting bureaus receive the letters, which the letters should be sent trackable certified, which means that you want them to sign it and date it and send that little green card back. You definitely want to do the green card for this because this is serious. This is an identity theft claim. You want them to know that you mean business, and that if they're not going to remove this stuff off your credit report, then you're probably going to go the next step, which is going to be to file a lawsuit against them for being in non-compliant with government regulations. So that is the fastest, easiest, and best way to be able to get negative closed accounts off your credit report. But again, use with caution. You don't want to lie on police reports. You don't want to say things that are not true. So again, you be an adult, make your own decisions. You go through life, deciding on your own rather than saying, well, Monica told me to do it. No, Monica didn't tell you to do anything. Monica just told you what the strategy was. And you as an adult have to decide whether or not this is going to be suitable for you based on your own personal situation. So if you have not gotten my Credit Millionaire book yet, I'm about to take it down within the next week. So if you didn't get it yet, go to school.com/Monica Main. Once you're admitted into the group, which typically takes about 24 hours, head on over to the Classroom tab and look for Credit Millionaire. This is where I also discuss my most unorthodox, barely legal personal credit rebuilding strategies, as well as all the kind of stuff I talked about with the black hat stuff. I talk about even more in detail about that. I also talk about how to access OPM or other people's money through business credit. Even if you don't have a business yet, you can actually start to tap into unsecured credit to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars within the next couple of months or so by simply starting a brand new business. And I also talk about that in my Credit Millionaire book as well. So you definitely want to get a free copy at school.com/Monica Main. In addition to that, I'm doing some more free credit audits here on YouTube. So if you're interested in getting a free credit audit, again, simply go to school.com/Monica Main and then go to Classroom and go to Credit Audit. You want to look for Credit Audit. There's full instructions there on exactly how to participate. And I might actually choose you to do a credit audit so that I can go over what you need to do to be able to boost your FICO by 100 to 200 points in the next 2 to 3 months. So hopefully you decide to participate in that as well. And finally, Credit Millionaire 2.0 is finally out on Amazon. This is the only book you'll ever need on credit repair, as well as becoming a multimillionaire using OPM or other people's money. You can get it on Kindle as well as Audible. So that's that. If you like this content, give me a nice thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, drop some comments down below. This is Monica Mann signing off, and I will see you in the next video.